Hi, this is Paul from Outerloop Coaching and outerloopcoaching.com. In this video, I want to talk about the recent news about TikTok and how it could affect the US users of this popular app. So I have, I think, a perspective. I haven't seen anybody talking about this, so I wanted to drill in and give you a big heads up about this. There's been lots of people talking about whether TikTok is going to survive this pressure politically, whether it's going to change or whether it's going to evolve in order to protect its users, in order to keep its user base, or whether it's going to be banned in the United States like it's been banned in some of the other places due to malware that's being found inside the ability for the app to kind of spy on its users. TikTok is a Chinese company. There's a lot of xenophobia and a lot of geopolitical maneuvering about why this is important. But it could affect a lot of musicians who have been using TikTok to great effect to grow their fan base. So I wanted to talk about my perspective on this very issue. Please like the video, subscribe, hit the little bell for alerts, hit me with a comment down below and let me know if you want more videos on the topic of TikTok. I'd be happy to share. Now, this is the thing that I think most people are missing. Now, I've been hearing from people in the industry about how they're just getting started on TikTok, just trying to get things going, still learning about how to use this platform effectively. And so this may be something that you have not yet gotten onto as well. It's okay. If you haven't, it's okay. There's a lot of different social media platforms. I've got a video on this topic right over my head about how you really need to focus on just 3 social media platforms in order to grow your fan base effectively. The truth of the matter is that there's so many different social media platforms. How in the world can you, as a single individual, or you with the 2 bandmates, 3 or 4 bandmates that you might have, how can you use your time effectively doing all the things you need to do for your career when you're spending so much time sharing on so many different platforms on social media? Now, TikTok, if you add that to your plate and you're doing it really effectively, you got to be careful because we don't know what the future holds. We don't know if TikTok is going to be banned in the United States or in whatever country that you are watching this from. And you have to be careful because it wouldn't be just you as a user, but if large parts of the world filled with potential fans are banned from using it, those are portions of the world that you won't be able to grow your fan base. You can be effective in the countries where TikTok is allowed to be used, as long as you're in one of those countries as well, but not elsewhere. But here's the real item that nobody's talking about and I wanted to address. Remember MySpace. Now, if you go back in time to when MySpace started to get really, really popular, was doing really well, a lot of artists used that as their one and only platform for growing their fan base. And some bands did it really well. There's a laundry list of bands whose entire career was made on effectively using the MySpace platform. But what happened was MySpace almost overnight just ended. People just left it. Now, it's the early days of the social media rage, right? So there was Friendster, and then there was MySpace, and there's Facebook started to happen, all those sorts of things. And Facebook kind of won that battle at that time. And it caused those other social media platforms to collapse almost completely. Now, why that's important is if you're growing your fan base on just one platform, if it ends, you lose your fan base. You don't have those people. They are gone. You can't message them. You can't remind them. You can't offer them things. You can't tell them about your next release. That audience is gone because that audience is held to that platform. So you never want to put all of your, to use a really bad catchphrase, you never want to put all of your eggs in one basket. That's especially true of social media. Don't do just Instagram. Don't do just Facebook. Don't do just TikTok because it can turn off overnight. Now, the way to keep your fan base, no matter what happens on the social media platforms, unfortunately, is one of those really, really old technologies. and it's email. If you have your user's email address, that is yours. They are not beholden to any platform. You possess them. You can communicate to that audience, and you don't need a platform's permission. You don't need to give them money like you do on Facebook nowadays in order to do it. They are yours. You can email them when you want to. So I strongly recommend that you try to get as many of your fans as you possibly can from whatever social media platform they are on to your email list. Now, if you're trying to store all of your emails in a Google Sheet or something like that, you're doomed for disaster, right? If you have less than, I think it's 5,000 fans or 5,000 email addresses for fans, I think that's the number, you have to double check. You can use a program called MailChimp that will store all of those email addresses. MailChimp doesn't have a lot of bells and whistles. It's a pretty simple platform. You can only do a few little things, but it's a good platform, and I believe it is free to a normal cap. If you are ready to take things to another level, you perhaps either want to use email in instantly sending emails to people without having to type it out every time. You want to send out a series of emails over the course of a few weeks or even a few months that people always get, or as what I like to do it, just over a few days. If you get on my email list, for example, I'm going to send you 3 or 4 emails just over the course of the first 7 days or so that are just letting you know what's going to be coming, what I do on my email list, all that sort of stuff. And by the way, please join my email list. You can go to outerloopcoaching.com to do so. So the question is, like, if you want that kind of functionality, you cannot do that on MailChimp without paying a lot of additional money. But even when you do, it's not all that great. So I recommend another program. It's called ActiveCampaign. I've got the link right over my head. ActiveCampaign is super awesome. It's the one I use. It's, I think, the 3rd email autoresponder that I've used, and I finally found something that I love. Now, full disclosure, if you click that link, if you actually subscribe and get onto ActiveCampaign, I'm going to get a commission when you do that, but it's extremely small. I really just do it just because I recommend the software all the time, so I might as well try to make a few pennies. So that's the idea there. But I recommend that program if you want to do really powerful things with your email, grow your email list in amazing ways. And I also have a really cool initial email autoresponder built for ActiveCampaign that I give you once you subscribe onto that. So TikTok, whether it lives or dies, as long as you have first a number of different social media platforms in which you're building a following, preferably do 3. So if you lose one, you got 2 others, and you can just add another to replace one that goes away. That's a great strategy. And then an even better strategy is once you have those 3 platforms up and going, they're doing really well, try to get as many of those people as you can to your email list so that you own those people. They will not go away from you no matter what happens to a social media platform that you are using. All right, so that's it. Stay focused, keep being productive. Remember, the secret to success in the music business is great content done consistently over time. That's Mike Mowry's advice, and it's truly, truly powerful. All right, and I will see you guys in the next video.